Take 2. I accidentally pressed the stop button, so we're going to try this again because I can't splice together. I'm just not any good at it. It takes forever to export. So we're just going to pretend we're just starting. Of course, I could have just not told you and you never would have known. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever, wherever you are. I'm Donna. Welcome to my craft room. Thank you to Ladybird Lisa, who gave me a shout out, and welcome to her subscribers. Thank you for coming and joining us. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get to it because I can't remember what I said and what I didn't say, so I'm tired. Anywho, let's get on directly into the... Now I'm going to be stopping and just thinking because I can't remember what I said and what I didn't. Well, anyway, let's just start with our whips. This is a bingo square. It's a food item. This does not have any seeds. My granddaughter asked me about that, and I told her, I said, we eat seedless watermelons around here. So that's what I did. I've got some washcloths. 3 I made. 2 were a bingo square. And 1 was just, I crocheted up what was left of the yellow one I made for my set. I got to spend the day with my bestie Sandy, and I'd given her some of my crochet cotton because she was going to help me. Well, she ended up giving most of it back because I'll discuss that in a minute. But here's 1. Here's 2. 3. And there were 2 yellow ones. Now the reason why she give it back to me is because of this cotton here. It is a perfumed, scented cotton, and my sweet friend has perfume allergy, so she couldn't even handle this yarn. She couldn't handle it and had to put the whole bag away, and she's making some out of her own cotton. I got the bag of cotton back, and you know, that's perfectly fine. If I'd have even noticed that was perfumed, I wouldn't have sent it to her. Well, anyway, just like everybody else, I went by Hobby Lobby. I didn't get a whole lot because I didn't have a whole lot of money, and most of what they had was either novelty or it was too thin. I just didn't want to work with that thin stuff. So I got 2 ice creams. I was happy to have those 2. Wish there could have been more. I got this faux fur. This stuff is really, really thick. But I wanted, because Mrs. Hootie Hootington inspired me to make some amigurumi out of it. Like she did, she splits hers. So I split mine, got 3 balls because it was 3 ply. I also got some boucle, the Antoinette, Yarn Bee Antoinette. There were 4 of those. So it was just a teeny tiny haul, just fit in a small bag. And one of my whips, I started with that Marie Antoinette. It just looks like a galaxy or the sky. I only have 4 of those balls, so I'm doing corner to corner, so it will be as big as it will be, and I'm not sure what it will be until after it's done. Okay. Well, I'm on my whip, so I'll go ahead and show you my other whip is, I was inspired by Pamela's Adoring Crochet. She makes a lot of Bag-O-Days minty lace poncho pattern. So I decided I was going to give it a try. Oh, sorry, my back's hurting again. Well, anyway, I tried and ripped it out. I was wanting to use a big hook because the yarn I wanted to use was that black yarn, the black and white cake, and it's a thin yarn. And I was wanting to use a hook. I actually wanted to use an eye hook, which is a little bit big for that yarn, but I like the fluff factor, the airiness of using a slightly bigger hook. Anyway, I just wasn't getting the, because I had a look in mind, in my head, and this, although it was very similar to what I wanted, it wasn't exactly what I wanted, which is it happens quite often with me. Anyway, Crystal has 3 chains between her stitches, and that was just leaving too big of a gap. I wanted a smaller gap, I guess, because hers is a summer poncho, and I'm wanting more of a fall into winter poncho, because I'm hot-natured. I don't need a lot, and having holes, you know, I could be warm and cool at the same time. So I did 2 instead of 3. I also didn't start with a chain. I started with a single, the foundation single crochet. So I already have my border on the top. I won't have to go back and do it later. Anyway, this is what it's looking like. I am very pleased. Now, I did put some increases with it because both Pamela and Crystal are small to medium-sized women. They're not very big. And I am a large and lovely, like many of us are. So I put some extra increases in here that Crystal didn't have in her pattern, but I'm really pleased with it. Crystal does do good patterns. It's just that it's not my own, and I'm crotchety, and I like my own. I end up changing stuff in most patterns. Yeah, because I'm a grumpy old woman, and I like things my own way. Okie dokie, that's it for my whips. I've got a box down there with all my cotton in it, so I had to move it out of the way. I have it close by because I've been making a lot of. Okay, my luck of the draw. Here's my latest color. I believe it was number 3. Now I had some of this other stuff. Yeah, I've already done this video, so things aren't where they started out. Oh, that almost dropped. I finished my granny square afghan. I got them all connected. And this is the join as you go border. If you're doing the current Jada and Stitches mile a minute afghan, it's the same method of joining as she uses in that blanket. It's just a lapghan to go to the nursing home. It's very gender neutral, which is my preferred way of doing things, although I do love a good pink and purple, and I do blue. But anyway, I figured that's good. It could go either male or female. I finished my Call the Midwife, and I made a lovey here's the bunny it's going to go on. But it's not attached because this yarn is rough. So I'm going to give it a vinegar bath before I send it out. So I'm going to bathe it without the bunny. Now I'm going to link a tutorial down below on how to do Call the Midwife. This is not the tutorial I used. The tutorial I used is with a very sweet lady who is a bit chatty. She goes into the story of her mother making this blanket, of knitting it. It's called a flower box. But the stitch count she uses is the same as the Call the Midwife pattern I'm going to link down below. It's by Cynthia's Joyful Creations. Now the only thing that Cynthia did different from the other pattern is, for one, she goes in, when she's going into the space, she doesn't just go into the space, she goes into the actual chain because she likes the look of that much better. But here on the end you have these window rows, and I wanted my window rows to be bigger. Like, see how I don't know if you can even see it. These are small and this is bigger. This is one chain, this is two chains. And I like having the bigger space. It makes it clearer what's in between while you are making the blanket. And I wanted the big on the end too. Well, she now some people traditionally you use a chain 3 in place of a double, but people are more and more using a chain 2 instead of in place of a double. Well, that's what Cynthia did. She had a chain 2 for the double instead of a chain 3. So she had 4, like 2 up and 2 across. I had to put 3 up and 2 across. So those are the two differences. Oh, I didn't tell the other difference. Another difference is right here. She goes into the stitch. I just went into the center, but she goes into this last stitch, and that, it does not look even to me, and my OCD will not let me do that. So I put it into the center. If I was crocheting into the stitch, I would have done it into the center of the stitch. I don't know why she went over to the third, because it draws it over, and it's not even. And I like things even. So yeah. I'm sorry, I was scatterbrained before, but now trying to remember what I said and what I need to say, I'm getting all confused. Thank you for loving me anyway and sticking with me. Let me check one more round. Okay, I believe I've showed you everything I showed you in the first. To me, it doesn't seem like I've got a lot done, but I have been crocheting a lot. I guess because with this, I did it and undid it a bunch of times, so that wasted time. And then this is a big project, thin yarn, so it's a whole lot more work than what it looks like. Yeah, and I spent a lot of time on this too, because it's about half done in Movies and Stitch, so I did a lot of work to finish it. So it doesn't feel, I don't have a whole lot to show for it, even though I did crochet a lot, which happens a lot with me, because if I don't like something or I've missed stitches or something, I'm not afraid to frog. I am the frog queen. Sorry, that sparked my imagination there. Oh yeah, bingo. I don't think I showed you the bingo card. I've got 3 bingos. I don't know I just need finish a couple of whips, but my whips are so big, I may not get that done. I'm thinking about making, there's a certain pillow I'm thinking about making a pillowcase for, but I'm undecided on the yarn, and by the time I decide on the yarn, it'll probably be too late. Anywho, yeah, I thank people who came over from Ladybird for giving me the opportunity, and thank everybody else for choosing to spend a little bit of your day with me. I sure do enjoy your company. I love your comments. You keep me encouraged and keep me going, and I need the validation. Let my daddy know. I love him. Anyway, you guys, stay safe because I need you. Continue to love one another because there just isn't enough kindness in the world anymore. So yeah, come back and see me when you got more time to stay. That's what the old folks used to say anyway. Until next time, bye.